Young lifter like yourself, the tour can be difficult, very expensive. With a little bad luck, all your dreams can go up in smoke. That's why even we veteran lifters, we work our way, event to event. You need a supplemental income.
Supplemental income?
Supplemental.
Supplemental.
Yeah, it's extra. That's what it means. You interested?
Interested?
Interested. Would you be interested in some extra income?
Extra income?
Want to make more money? You know what? Why don't you go eat that outside and then come back on in when you're finished?
Okay.
Hey there YouTube, welcome to Dad Lifting. This video is going to have a lot of content in it, so I'll jump right into it. But if you don't mind, like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment, let me know some other interesting ideas I can explore, or if you like the video, just let me know. It's helpful. So this video I'm going to explore with specific numbers and examples how someone might be able to make fitness their full-time career by using YouTube. The basic idea will be me exploring what it would take to replace enough of my income to make doing fitness a viable full-time job. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm just shooting for $100,000 annually. That's sort of the number. I make more than that now, but just to keep it simple and to make it illustrative, we're going to stick with that number. So in other words, what would it take? How popular would I need to be on YouTube to consistently produce $100,000 using traditional fitness revenue streams? In trying to figure this out, I ran through a few examples and I tried to figure out the business models of those examples from the outside looking in. So I'm going to put a disclaimer here at the beginning. My numbers are not going to be accurate, and I'm not trying to call out any of these people and bring out any negativity related to their channel. These are accounts that I follow, ones that have added knowledge to me or entertainment value to my life, and people who I view as having been successful at developing a business online. The nature of how I am estimating is really just guesstimating, and the numbers I put on the screen are not going to be accurate. They're meant to be sort of in the ballpark and are meant to show different avenues to revenue and how different ones are more scalable than others. So some stuff I can look up, like how much a seminar costs with Brian Allsrew of Neversate, but other things I won't know. I won't know the quantity of the programs that are sold, the number of customers that each of these people have, how much merchandise they sell. I won't know all of these things, and so just the premise of the whole thing starts with it being inaccurate. If it's not going to be accurate, why even do it, right? Well, I want to understand and break down a few different paths that someone could pursue in the fitness world. And if I can nail down the unit economics and the few different streams someone was to focus on, I can get a sense as to how popular or how many of each unit I would have to sell and fulfill in order to achieve a desired level of income. So let's get right into it. How does one make money in the fitness world? Well, the only clear answer is that it's not just with YouTube, at least not from the beginning, and at least not, for most people. Most people use YouTube as a channel to sell other things. So it's usually a combination of making popular YouTube videos while also selling cool apparel, getting sponsored by maybe a larger brand, coaching clients individually, doing group coaching, selling lifting or nutrition programs, either customized or just generic programs, selling ebooks, selling some kind of product, the slingshots or some kind of grip thing that someone's selling memberships to your gym. So just being on YouTube and having videos that are popular can maybe attract people to your gym, hosting events, doing seminars and competitions at your gym, or then selling non-unique products like branched chain amino acids or protein or just pre-workout, something that's white labeled and it's your brand, but it's not really something that you have a lot of influence in sort of making. Let's get into specific YouTubers and specific numbers. So I chose these three examples because they're each really sole proprietors, so none of them is part of a larger organization. They really are running this all by themselves for the most part, and they may have some connections to some sponsors, or they may have a merchandise company that's helping them out, but they are running everything themselves. And so I thought that was an important starting point as I'm trying to narrow down who to focus on for this video. So first up, I wanted to talk about someone who has really achieved a very, very high level of success, and then I'll work down to some more pedestrian levels of success. First up, I want to talk about someone who has really grown quickly in the last few years, and that is MattDoesFitness. He is a charismatic British guy who is around 32 years old with a great physique, a powerlifting background, and a very cute son who he creatively uses for very entertaining intro clips. So his videos are essentially a funny intro clip, plus some kind of eating challenge vlog, and then some training footage, and that's basically it. It's a pretty simple format really, but he's constantly coming up with ways to make it fresh. Matt has around 1.2 million subscribers as of today. So what he does, as far as I can tell, and based on what he has said, is he gets his income from 3 sources.
I quit my job, I handed in my resignation as a general kind of loose idea. Basically I have 3 sources of income, so I have money from the actual YouTube views, I have money from sponsors, and I have money from online coaching, okay?
Sponsorships, YouTube ad revenue, and coaching. So the sponsorships Matt has is what really makes him successful. And I see him continuing to get more sponsorships at a faster rate these days. It seems like several Instagram posts a week are supported by sponsorships. He also appears to have achieved a high level of success in his online coaching / program business. So I saw him this week offer a 50% discount to his program subscriptions to the next 100 people who signed up. His programs are around $64 a month, so let's say for simplicity that he gained 100 new program subscribers with that sale. And they each paid him $30 per month. That's $36,000 annually from that one flash sale all by itself. So if he does a flash sale for 100 users, it probably stands to reason that he already has a base of users that's probably at least 200 or more existing paying subscribers to his program. Again, it's just an assumption. So let's say all in, just assume he has 300 subscribers to his programming. So at around $42 per month per subscriber, in that case he's bringing in $150,000 a year from just the programming alone, conservatively estimated. And this is like group training or some kind of just programs that he gives you access to when you sign up. So it's not even very hard to fulfill, it doesn't seem like. So Matt is basically the pinnacle of what you can do to leverage your personal physique and personality to create income streams without creating a brick and mortar business. Christian Guzman is similar, but he built a gym and an apparel line. The interesting thing about Matt is basically he's a sole proprietor, just basically operating from his house. The bottom line is I will never have the physique or the personality on camera to create something on the scale that these two have. But it's good to take note of them as a top end number. So when thinking about a range, basically it's from 0 to MattDoesFitness or Christian Guzman. So let's sum it all up here. So all in, I'm going to estimate that MattDoesFitness makes $360,000 from YouTube, $350,000 from sponsorships, and conservatively around $150,000 from training programs, for a total of more than $850,000. And it's probably going to be even more than that over the next 12 months given his Instagram presence and his sponsorships that continue to seem to grow. I mean, he's gotten 15 million views just in the last month. So that's pretty incredible. So next I want to talk about Brian Alsrud of Neversate. Brian has tons of credibility in the fitness community because of his strength accomplishments in the strongman community. He's freakishly strong and has a really intense mentality when it comes to training. He also has a physical gym where he has members and where he offers in-person and online coaching for his clients. He also sells custom programs that use his own giant set philosophy. I have purchased one of these programs. So when you purchase one of his programs, he sends you an email and he takes inventory of what equipment you have access to and he writes you a customized program. He's said many times in the past on his channel that he makes a lot of his money from selling these programs.
Now it is time for that shameless plug because as you guys know, personalizing things like this is exactly how I make a living. It's also what makes all of these videos possible.
So let's assume that he sells and writes a lot of programs a year. So if he sold 300 programs a year, which is pretty conservative, so let's say that's less than one a day, and he sold them all for $150 a piece, that's $45,000 a year from selling programs. So not a massive amount, and seems like it's pretty time intensive, and that would sort of limit the top end of where that revenue stream could go, but it's a good, healthy revenue stream, $45,000. Then there's in-person revenue from training and seminars. So I've assumed the gym itself is break even, so I'm not factoring in membership costs and drop-in fees that I assume cover the cost of the gym. For in-person training, I am really just guessing at these numbers, but if he has 20 hours of personal training a month at $130 per hour, that would be around $31,000 annually. So if you add in 4 seminars, which is a new thing he's doing more recently, seminars like 4 or 5 people get together, and I'm assuming that he nets $1,500 per event after he pays out for the other coaches that come along with him. So the conservative assumption is that he makes around $37,000 in annualized revenue from in-person training and coaching and seminars and things like that. So his in-person coaching. I also assume he makes roughly $36,000 from online coaching, which he does at a premium rate of $300 per month. Then I understand he has a merchandise deal with Loyal Brand that sells his Neversate shirts, which are awesome. I have one of his shirts and I wear it a lot. I assume he makes $20,000 from that, but that's just a random number I pulled out of thin air. It could be way off. So if you include all of that, before YouTube ad revenue, he's already at more than $138,000 a year. But YouTube is a big reason he has those clients and those program sales, as he will tell you in his videos. So combine that with the ad revenue from the YouTube at around $12,000 based on his most recent viewership numbers, and his total is around $150,000. So not bad, pretty good. Finally, let's talk about Remington James, who is one of my favorite YouTubers. As far as I can tell, he has no education qualifications in the fitness field. He's just a guy who lifts weights, loves to make meal prep videos, and is really entertaining.
I am the worst person that has ever lived. In the history of worst people, I'm the worst of them. Doesn't get much more worst than me.
I include him because it highlights that even without an advanced degree in exercise science or nutrition, you can become someone who is relied upon by folks seeking fitness guidance. He's a hustler, and he's developed several business lines that he is able to leverage his social media presence to sell. So he offers online training and nutrition coaching, meal plans, and things like that. He has his own white label brand of pre-workout and BCAAs, Final Boss. He has recently launched his own white label apparel line. He dropped a rap album last year. He has a popular YouTube channel. I won't run through all of his businesses, but over the last 30 days, he got more than 950,000 views on his YouTube channel, which annualizes out to around $28,000 per year. So combined with the online coaching business and the low cost of living in Houston as a single guy with no kids, and he's probably got a viable business that approaches $100,000, if not more. So I've run through 3 examples of people who have fitness businesses that are on YouTube today, and I'm going to stop there because it's going a little bit long, and I'm going to cut it off here and make the second part of the video a whole nother video where I go into, okay, with those unit economics and those business ideas, how would one translate that into an illustrative business that an illustrative set of businesses where someone could make $100,000. So that'll be the next video, exploring the businesses that I talked about here that these people have started and translating that into how it would work for someone who's trying to start something from scratch, and how popular would each one of their businesses have to be in order to be $100,000 sort of successful. So stay tuned for that. That'll be the next video. Appreciate you stopping by. Keep it on the DL.